So here's my book talk. It's called The Death Cure. As you guys can see, this is the ending to the Maze Runner. You guys have seen the Maze Runner. I know you have. But like this is like the ending of it. The last book. After this, nothing else happens. But here's my story. So it starts. They're in a room and they're just there. After the Scorch trials, it's like this little trial that had by like this organization that put them there, so they can stop a disease called the flare. And from there, everyone has lost their mind after like 2 weeks, and they're just starting to get their memory back. And the whole gang meets up together. It's 4 dudes and 2 girls. I forgot like 2 of their names, but it's not the point. Thomas was the main character. Newt is the second guy. There's a Minho. There's a Teresa, Brenda, and then there's one more person. His name is Gilly or something. But so they meet, and then they realize that they're basically in like a prison. So because they're in a prison, they want to get out. Like, you don't want to stay in prison. And so they just sit there, and they come up with ways to get out. And they find a way to get out, and their way of getting out was running. So they ran into this airship thing. It's called a Berg in the store, and they just hopped on one and got out. But like when they got to like that Berg, there was like shots fired and stuff. So like they could have died there. But I mean, they didn't really care. They was like, nah, I'm not trying to be in prison. But from there on, they went to Denver. You guys know Denver. But when they got to Denver, it was like, alright, when they got to Denver, right, a crazy thing happened. So there's this disease that the organization wanted them for. They were immune to this disease, which is called the flare. And they wanted to use those kids as a way of finding out a way how to cure the disease. And so they got into Denver, and one of the members of the crew actually was not immune to it. So he started going crazy. And then Wicked starts getting leads on them as they were in Denver, and they start talking to the main character Thomas, and they want him to come meet up. But while they were in Denver, they also met with this like group that was against Wicked. It was like a guerrilla warfare group. It's like they weren't like organized or anything, but like they still did work. They put in their work. And so they partner up with them, and they make a setup for where Thomas goes into Wicked. Thomas goes to Wicked, like the headquarters, for their offering, and next thing you know, the group starts coming in and start going crazy. But before that happened, Thomas had to kill Newt because Newt was going crazy too. So sad how that happened. But anyhow, they get into the headquarters. With all this fighting, the ceiling starts collapsing and like the whole building starts collapsing, and then it's just Thomas, Brenda, Teresa, and then they get to this thing which is called a flat trance. A trance is like it's like a teleporter. It teleports you into some fictional stuff, man. It teleports you into a place where, yeah, look, I don't know, it just teleports you there, and it was like a paradise. Teresa dies because of the ceiling collapses, and it's just Brenda and Thomas, and they hop in the flat trance, and you know what happens from there.